Hey guys, welcome back to my craft room and back to Crafty Christmas. So today we have something that we are revisiting from past DIY videos. These are some mugs, which, man, I just love making these mugs. I think it's the fact that I can be like, screw you, Cricket. I can make mugs without buying you. There is something so satisfying about making something that normally people would buy a, $200, $300 machine to do, and I could just do it with my little cutting machine that costs like $50 with some dies that I already have in my stash. It just feels great. I feel empowered. Now, of course, we are rather limited to what we can make, but I think we pull out with some really cool stuff. So I wanted to put on the challenge of making some Harry Potter themed mugs, which we also have some other Harry Potter themed items coming up soon again, because I have a lot of Harry Potter lovers in my family. So you'll see those again, or you'll see some more Harry Potter things coming up. But I really wanted to challenge myself, and I had this brilliant idea of making their houses on mugs. Because isn't that like really cool? Like you got sorted in your hat, and then you get your little mug. And I thought, how cool would it be if I did? Because sometimes when you're sorted, people are like, well, I'm kind of this house and this house. And I was like, okay, this is going to be so cool if I can do, like Ravenclaw or, I just Slitherclaw, stuff like that. I can never remember all of them anymore. But I had purchased a random assortment of vinyl. And this was, last year? It's the same vinyl I'm still working with, because there was a ton. But as soon as I started the project, I'm like, oh wait, I don't have the colors to do the two houses together. So I decided to just do their houses, like the ones they're actually sorted in, and make those onto the mugs. And my original thought was, okay, let's do a banner. Let's have, it's going to be multiple banners. Because I had this one, it's kind of like it's a shield shape. It's the thing that you put your deer heads on, the mounting piece. Oh gosh. I think I show a little bit of the stamp set and the die cut, or the dies. So I think you guys can get what I'm going for here. And I thought that would be cool to do that in the two different colors and cut them in half and then put them together on the mug. Well, that didn't quite work out. And I also found this other banner die that it was in my stash. And I was like, okay, that would be cool to put on the bottom and then to the shield. So it looks kind of like the pennant that is normally hanging and whatnot that you see with their houses on it. And I thought, okay, I want to put the wording on there. And I already had the idea of doing another banner piece to put the words across it. So I found this really cool kind of like label die. It came with my tag set, so interesting, but works out very nicely. And then I go ahead and do these, oh my goodness, these little die cuts of letters that are so cool, but are such a pain. So first of all, I don't have the right plate I needed the extended plates to be able to cut this die out, and I don't have the extended plates for the big shot. So I just kind of maneuvered it, and I only did half, and then I did the other half, and that didn't work because the shim and stuff, it wasn't the quite right length, or not length, height. It wasn't cutting. It was kind of embossing a little bit. So I decided that I would kind of play around with it a little bit, and eventually I found that putting 2 pieces of thin cardboard packaging and then a birthday card that was just laying here next to me, yeah, that made the perfect shim. I don't know why this specific die had such issues in my machine. But eventually I got enough letters to spell out Ravenclaw, Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff. I kind of forgot, like, Ravenclaw, that's the 2 mixed together, but no. I'm getting myself all mixed up on the house names now. So I thought the best way to do this without, making a huge mess is to do the letters in the black, because that's the one that I had the most cut out of at the moment, because I didn't want to go back and cut more. But I think that the black lettering looks the best. I don't know. So what I did was an alternating of colors. Of course, Ravenclaw is blue and black, and then Hufflepuff is yellow and black. So I did an alternating of the colors to make sure that each banner piece really stood out, and then also the lettering of the house names stood out as well. So I thought, it all really came together very nicely with all of that work, And eventually, I don't know. It's very tempting to be like, oh yeah, I'll get the long plate, but this is the only die I have that needs the long plate. So it's a very cool die. The script, it goes so nicely with the whole Harry Potter theme, because I have another die set that you guys have seen me use before. And it's a rather chunkier, even just bigger in general, alpha. So I need to figure something out. And then everybody's going to be like, just buy a cricket. I'm like, no. It's not how it works here. But here we are, assembling the actual vinyl onto the mug. Found these really cool gray mugs at Walmart for 88 cents each. Yes. Perfect. Normally I would do a white mug, but I saw these and I'm like, okay, that's just gonna go so well with the black. Because sometimes I feel like white mugs just, I hate saying it, but they look kind of cheap. Like, you don't normally, I hate saying it, but they kind of look chintzy, So having these gray mugs, oh, they look awesome. And, it looks like you spent a little bit more time, or, a little bit more money, I guess. I don't know. It just looks a little bit better than, I think, with it being on gray than with it being on white. I think that also helps really stand out the colors as well, because on the white I felt like some of the colors just kind of blended in. If you remember we did the Star Trek, we did the Mom Life, or Mom Fuel, oh my gosh. I think the Captain America one looked pretty good on white. I think that would have been cool on a blue, though. After looking at all my options of mug colors, I'm going to start expanding. But The transfer tape really helps, so I would recommend getting that, especially for placing the letters. Ooh, some of them are a little crooked, but I think that it still looks pretty good the way it came out. I don't think that, you know, the crookedness of them or anything really stands out enough to be like, oh, this is very handmade. Like, whoof. I think this still looks like, you know, really not classy, but it looks good. I think they look good. And I know sometimes it can be a little hard to maneuver the vinyl, so the transfer paper really helps in that department. But that's really all I have to, you know, talk about these mugs. I think they turned out awesome. You know, don't forget you can do whatever theme you want. Just kind of take a look at your die cuts, and vinyl is very inexpensive, at least I think, you know, price-wise compared to how much you can get out of it. And yeah, so that's all I've got for you. I hope you guys are having a crazy day. Good crazy, not bad crazy. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.